A very good afternoon to all of you. I hope I'm visible as well as audible. Welcome to the class, everyone. For those who are coming here for the first time, please be prepared for the editorial analysis. We discuss high frequency words and we, discuss an article in depth. So that's exactly what the agenda of the class is. And if you have any confusion, please feel free to ask. By the way, I just hope that you guys can see my screen. Hi, good afternoon, Harisharan. Good afternoon, Avi. How have you been? And are you ready for today's class? Can we start? Shall we? Okay, good afternoon, Shubham. So let's get started with the very first word of the day. And today I found this one article where it was like completely bombarded with several difficult words. So primarily the words that we are going to discuss today are from that particular article. And it was a very lengthy one. I think it was the article which comes in the middle of the page. तो ये वो वाला article था और इसमें बहुत सारे आपको नए words, difficult words देखने को मिलेंगे. So most of the words are from there. So good afternoon, Samiksha. Hi, Raj. Let's start with the first word, which is sublime. Now, this is again a very commonly seen and commonly heard word, but most people do not know its meaning. And in simple terms, if I call something sublime, it basically means that I appreciate its beauty and it's gorgeous and it's basically grand. And हम देख सकते हैं something which is of extremely high quality, something that makes you admire something very much. That's exactly what is known as sublime. Okay, तो अगर आपको किसी चीज की ब्यूटी की तारीफ करनी है तो आप ये वर्ड डेफिनेटली यूज कर सकते हो. Okay, let's see how we can use it in a sentence. By the way, this is an adjective because obviously it describes something, है ना? तो it can be used to describe a noun or a pronoun depending upon the context. तो सबसे पहला एग्जाम्पल जो है वो ये है कि मारिया stood enraptured by the sublime majesty of the ancient tomb. इसका मतलब ये है कि Maria saw something which was really ancient and its beauty kind of captured her entire attention. And she was, I would say, bowled over by the magnificence of that particular object. Okay, let's see another example. How can we use it again? So, the sublime beauty of Taj Mahal left me speechless. Good afternoon, Madhu. Welcome to the class. So you can use it like that. As you can see, no, no, no. We have just discussed the first word of the day, so you are not really late. You are right on time. Okay. So beauty is an abstract noun. Anything that describes a noun is an adjective, as you can very well see. So तुम लोग अगर चाहो तो तुम लोग भी you can come up with your own set of examples here in the chat box. Would love to read them out. Harisharan has given us the first example. The sublime beauty of the mountain landscape took my breath away as I stood at the summit. Very good example. Thank you so much, Avi. Your sublime nature towards us to improve our vocabulary is indeed commendable. Wonderful. Very good example, Avi. So moving to the next word, which is abject. You guys must have heard abject being used as, जनरली ये वर्ड जो होता है ना वो सारे नेगेटिव वर्ड्स के साथ यूज होता है बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली द वर्ड इटसेल्फ हैज अ नेगेटिव connotation. Okay, so abject is again an adjective and it means something which is terrible, without hope. That means it's hopeless. So that is abject. For example, abject poverty of the man. So इसका मतलब ये है कि the terrible poverty that this man was in was actually something which was very difficult to get rid of. So you can use it in a very negative sense. And obviously it's an adjective, तो आपको इसको pronoun या noun के लिए ही use करना पड़ेगा. Like here, they live in abject misery. Again, abject का मतलब होता है terrible misery. Misery is again another negative word. Another example is the hardships that he underwent. were abject. The hardships that he underwent were abject. Can we use it like, wait, I'll bring forth something else. So the hardships that he underwent made him an pessimist. इसका मतलब ये है the kind of toil or the hardships that he went through, उसकी वजह से वो हमेशा के लिए एक pessimist बन गया, somebody who always thinks in a negative manner. His finish was just sublime. Very good, Samiksha. We can use it for sports people in general. The abandoned puppy looked up at me with such abject sadness in his eyes. Oh, that's a lovely example, Harishan. The next one is pernicious. And as you can see today, I just found lots and lots of adjectives. So even pernicious is an adjective and it means something that has a very harmful or evil effect on somebody or something. एंड ये जो हार्मफुल इफेक्ट है ना, ये ओवर द कोर्स ऑफ टाइम आपको नोटिसेबल होता है, बट at the first glance it will not look like something which can actually cause evil, but वो धीरे धीरे आपकी लाइफ में it kind of brings something which has a very harmful or negative effect on your life. The best example that comes to my mind is your smartphones. How many of you agree with that? तो जब स्टार्टिंग में स्मार्टफोन आया था तो एवरीबडी वाज सुपर हैप्पी अबाउट इट, राइट? बट धीरे धीरे हमें पता चला कि उसके नेगेटिव इफेक्ट्स बहुत ज्यादा हैं. यस और नो? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, attention span. Our attention span has lessened because of usage of smartphones constantly. Secondly, our personal relationships have suffered because of it. Thirdly, our eyesight has weakened because of it. तो ये सारे उसके pernicious effects ही तो हैं, ठीक है? Similarly, bad company has a pernicious effect on one's life. Very good. And good afternoon, Priya. Let's see another example. She thinks television has a pernicious influence on our children, and I again completely agree. The negative thoughts of us regarding the future abject us to improve beyond our limits. You cannot use it like that, by the way, Avi. Abject us, क्योंकि abject जो है वो एक adjective है, तो you need to use it in reference to a noun or a pronoun. Okay? And hi Raju, welcome to the class. So in this class, we basically discuss high frequency words that we encounter in our the Hindu editorial and we also discuss an article in great detail. Okay, so good afternoon, Nikhil. Welcome to the class. Let's see another example. I could see the pernicious consequences of overusing my phone. The pernicious effects of smoking on one's health are well documented, yet many still struggle to quit the habit. Wonderful, Harishan. And demotivational speeches. Yes, exactly. Demotivational speeches are pernicious for students. Very good. Another one is imperiled. By the way, the word imperiled comes from the word peril. Do you guys know the meaning of the word peril? Something which is perilous is dangerous. So imperiled is actually a verb and it also kind of reflects the same meaning. Something that puts you in a danger, okay? Or something that puts you in at a risk which actually can lead to your destruction. So that is imperiled. You can remember it if you remember the word peril. Peril का मतलब ही danger होता है. Samiksha's example is her friend's influence was pernicious. There are certain set of friends which we should always be careful of. Exactly. So let's see its usage. The financial health of the company was imperiled by a string of bad investments. Obviously, if a company is involved in bad investments, इसका मतलब ही ये है कि they are at a very dangerous place economically, financially, right? It's going to put them in a lot of risk. Similarly, she was imperiled by her own actions. इसका मतलब ये है कि वो खुद ही की एक्शंस की वजह से डेंजर में थी. We hope its pernicious influence is finally at an end. Nikhil, are you talking about COVID? That's how it seems like. The next word is idyllic, and idyllic is finally a positive word. Again, it's an adjective, by the way. And idyllic का मतलब होता है something which is very pleasant, very peaceful, perfect. तो हम बोल सकते हैं इसको, we can kind of use it in form of the way we use utopia. Utopia का भी मतलब होता है something which is absolutely perfect. So even an idyllic state is a perfect state of something. Let's see the example. The freedom of the island sounds idyllic, sounds perfect. Because obviously, whenever you go on holidays on an island, वहाँ पे जो आपको freedom feel होता है, because you are no longer working, you are actually doing something like chilling or relaxing. So that kind of fills you with a lot of, I would say, peace. And that is the reason why it is so idyllic. So we can use it like this. The journey to the mountains was absolutely idyllic. What an idyllic weather. Harisharan, do you really feel that this is idyllic? सुबह ठंडी लगती है, फिर गर्मी होती है, then in the evening again, it's a little bit cold. तो समझ ही नहीं आता है कि what exactly do we need to wear. So the journey to the mountains was absolutely idyllic. No, Harisharan, I did not mean you to actually delete your comment. You have used it in a right way. Kedarnath is a very idyllic place for everyone. Nikhil, have you been to Kedarnath? It's actually a beautiful place. The next one is blazed a trail, which is obviously an idiomatic expression. And blazing a trail का मतलब ये होता है कि when you are the first one to do something, ठीक है? And you basically show others the path how to do it. For example, we can talk about the technological revolution. जो भी पहला बंदा होगा जिसने वो टेक्नोलॉजिकल रेवोल्यूशन लाया होगा, दैट पर्सन वाज द पर्सन हु ब्लेज्ड अ ट्रेल फॉर एवरीबडी एल्स टू फॉलो. ठीक है. And exactly, Payoja, it is difficult to always stay for idyllic situations. One has to pass through storms to emerge stronger. 100%, I agree. I feel early morning is idyllic time to enjoy peace. Absolutely, Madhu. Uh, Locked kids in a dark room is pernicious, can have a pernicious influence on them. Very good, Priya. So blazing a trail का मतलब होता है somebody who is actually a pioneer, who has actually invented something which has actually led everybody else to follow the path. So that is blazing a trail. Have you, like, do you guys know any such person who has blazed a trail for everybody else? When anybody goes against the society's norms, they are being imperiled by the people. Absolutely right, Avi. The company blazed a trail with the first small computers. Exactly. The company is the pioneer when it comes to actually bringing technology for everybody. So उनके बाद ही सभी ने उनके एग्जाम्पल को यूज किया. The leader blazed a trail in the freedom movement. Then the next one is Marie Curie blazed the trail for women. Very good in science with her groundbreaking research in radioactive activity. Very good. Then Payoja's example is it Leila Seth or Leela Seth? Leela Seth blazed the trail for women. in judicial services. I am not really sure about the pronunciation of her name because the spelling says otherwise. And Samiksha's example is it's an idyllic location and a very inspiring place to work. Generally, people who work from home, you might be aware that they go to idyllic places to actually work क्योंकि वहां पे काम करने का मजा ही अलग होता है, right? So blazing a trail is an idiom. Then the next one is ardor. And ardor is something which you might have heard many times before. Revolt of 1857 blazed a trail for independence. Wonderful example, Madhu. And Elon Musk, with his dream of making Mars Earth's colony, blazed a trail for everyone. Wonderful example again. What's your name, by the way? Clashing with Evil? And ardor का मतलब क्या होता है? It's again a noun, by the way. And it means when you have very strong feelings of love or very strong feelings of admiration or excitement for somebody or something. Okay, so let's see an example. Perhaps he will cool his ardor a moment. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि somebody who's super excited about something, somebody who's super appreciative about something, and लोग बोल रहे हैं कि शायद after a certain period of time his ardor will cool off. Okay, the ardor that I feel for my company is invincible. LegalEdge is idyllic coaching for CLAT. Yes, another wonderful example. So ardor का मतलब होता है when you have a very strong feeling of love or admiration for somebody or something. The next word is aggrandizement. By the way, this is actually the noun form of the word aggrandizing or aggrandized. तो वो जो aggrandized या aggrandizing होता है, that's actually a verb, and this is the noun form of it. Okay, and what is the meaning of aggrandizement? It is basically when somebody is trying to increase their wealth or prestige or power or scope of something. Okay, that is aggrandizement. That means, in simple words, you are trying to elevate your position. For example, if somebody like the boss uses aggrandizement, इसका मतलब है वो अपनी आप बोल सकते हो wealth बढ़ाना चाहता है या अपनी इज्जत बढ़ाना चाहता है amongst his peers or his power. The ardor for my birthday gets decreased with time. Madhu, why? Why is it happening? You should be very happy about your birthdays. And that's a great name, by the way, Parth. Parth is my brother's name. So I felt ardor for my first love. Another good example. ISRO successfully launched Chandrayaan 3 on the south pole of the moon, blazed a trail as the first country in the world. Yes, very good example, Avi. Despite facing numerous challenges, the ardor for social justice never wavered. You guys are actually getting brilliant day by day. So, very good example, Harisharan. Ratan Tata sir blazed a trail by donating 80% of his income to poor people. Exactly. Now let's talk about aggrandizement. We believe she's merely working for her own aggrandizement. इसका मतलब है she's just working to increase her wealth or her prestige or her power. So she's kind of selfish in that way. You can use it like that. His aggrandizement to solidify his position in the company was felt by everyone. The Indian leaders assured the common people that the constitution was not an instrument of aggrandizement. Wonderful example, Payoja. Very good. Any other example, by the way? And the last word for today is envisage. And envisage का मतलब होता है when you are thinking about something in future. That means you're kind of imagining things for future. And generally, I think we all have the habit of envisaging our future. ठीक है? And Harisharan, I am just, saying the truth. You guys are actually getting brilliant day by day. So I'm just trying to acknowledge that. So कितने लोग हैं यहाँ पे जिन्होंने ऑलरेडी अपना ड्रीम कॉलेज एनवाइसेज कर लिया है? I studied hard and my aggrandizement increased day by day. Jay, you can use another word after aggrandizement to actually make it a little more profound. They should not misuse their authority for personal aggrandizement. Exactly, Samiksha. Personally, I envisage them together, staying together. I envisaged my dream NLU on the first day of my admission. कितने लोग हैं who can relate to this? I feel, Priya, I feel ardor wherever I look at Lord Krishna or Kanha. Being a legal ed student, we have envisaged our favorite colleges. Madhu, you don't have to use are envisaged, you have to use have envisaged our favorite colleges. I envisage myself sitting on Supreme Court's judge's chair. No, Parth. It's actually a good name, any which way. Not just because it's my brother's name. Okay, so moving to the article of the day. How many of you have already read this article? This is about the recent journey that Rahul Gandhi is on. So length and breadth का मतलब है ये जो journeys that he is undertaking recently, because obviously the elections are around the corner and इनकी यात्राओं के बारे में बात हो रही है. So Rahul Gandhi's yatras have energized the Congress. तो एक तरीके से तो ये बहुत अच्छी चीज है कांग्रेस के लिए, but it has also unsettled some allies. इसका मतलब ये है कि कुछ political parties जो उनकी दोस्त हुआ करती थी, कहीं ना कहीं they are feeling a little unsettled. Okay? Usage of aggrandizement. देखो aggrandizement का मतलब होता है when you're trying to elevate your position. So first of all you need to use it as a noun, not as any other part of speech. So कैसे use कर सकते हैं हम aggrandizement? My friend trying tried to strengthen his position. इसकी जगह पे you can use aggrandize. My friend tried to aggrandize his position in the school elections by giving impactful speeches. Now, is it clear? How can you use it as a replacement of strengthening your position? Shall we move? All good? दिख रहा है तुम लोगों को कि नहीं? Should I move a little? Yes. My friend tried to strengthen his position, or my friend tried to aggrandize his position in the school elections by giving impactful speeches. So I am hoping that you have now understood how we can use it in a sentence. So moving on to the article of the day. You can use it with an article. You can use it to talk about a certain thing that has a name. So that's how you use it as a noun. So हम यहाँ पे बात करते हैं राहुल गांधी की recent यात्रास की. कांग्रेस के लिए बहुत ही एक अच्छी चीज है, बट बाकी पार्टीज के लिए, और बाकी पार्टीज में उनके फ्रेंड्स भी आते हैं, उनके लिए थोड़ी सी आप बोल सकते हो अनसेटलिंग जर्नी है. People are not really very happy about Rahul Gandhi being on this yatra, and that too so frequently. तो हम यहाँ पे बात करते हैं कि how Rahul Gandhi's long trips have definitely pumped up his own political party, which is obviously the Congress. But it has also caused certain problems with their own friends who are in other political parties. Now, the thing is, when we talk about the latest journey, which was आप लोगों ने सभी ने सुना होगा भारत जोड़ो न्याय यात्रा, इसमें this kind of started from went from Manipur to Mumbai, and it kind of covered a huge distance. Manipur से मुंबई बहुत ही दूर है, and it was definitely a significant or a remarkable distance that he kind of captured, covered, and it showed how Gandhi has changed as a leader. तो कहीं ना कहीं लोगों के दिमाग में it's kind of like brainwashing the people to make them understand that Rahul Gandhi has become more serious. ठीक है, तो कहीं ना कहीं उनकी जो ब्रांडिंग जिस तरीके से चल रही है, it is to show how Gandhi has changed as a leader, becoming more vocal when it comes to बीजेपी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अगेंस्ट वो काफी वोकल भी हो चुके हैं, द मेन राइवल पार्टी ऑब्वियसली. एंड हिज फर्स्ट ट्रिप, अगर हम फर्स्ट ट्रिप की बात करें, इट वाज मोर अबाउट स्प्रेडिंग लव एंड पीस amongst the people. But when I talk about the recent trip, this was focused more towards the fairness for different social groups. Social groups का मतलब आपको पता ही होगा, the minorities, ठीक है, especially the people who come from lower caste. तो first trip जो थी वो प्यार और peace, love and peace के लिए थी. The second trip was so that people become more, I would say, aware about these different social classes that exist in the society. And these journeys have definitely boosted the morale of Congress party members. तो वो लोग काफी खुश हैं. But it has also kind of strained relationships with other political parties. And क्योंकि हम उन places की बात कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे कांग्रेस मेन पार्टी है भी नहीं, तो ये वो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हैं उन आप बोल सकते हो स्टेट्स में जहाँ पे कांग्रेस इज नॉट रियली प्लेइंग द की रोल. Now, this yatra has also highlighted Congress's abilities to actually organize events. क्योंकि अगर if he can take such a long journey, तो that means, and that too a successful journey, तो ये उनकी ability बताता है कि how they can actually organize such events in future also. But it will definitely test Gandhi's political approach also when it comes to the upcoming elections, which kind of leans towards helping the poor people, which is a good thing, ठीक है, which is definitely something which is required, and also supporting religious equality. And when it comes to the tone of the passage, what do you guys think? By the way, I have already highlighted some difficult words like strident, tramping. So, can anybody tell me the meaning of the word strident? The as you can see it here, to emerge as the most strident face of anti-Bharatiya Janata Party. Strident का मतलब होता है something which is very harsh. So the recent trips are actually showing us another side to Rahul Gandhi, the harsh side. ठीक है? And what is the meaning of tramping? Tramping का मतलब होता है to walk, but walk in a certain way. Let's see the meanings. So the meaning of the word strident is harsh, or critical, exactly अभी. Unpleasant भी हो सकता है. Tramping का मतलब होता है to walk, that too especially long distances, because that's exactly what Rahul Gandhi has been up to, that too with heavy steps. The next one is euphemism. By the way, euphemism I have already discussed in one of my previous classes. It is also a figure of speech. किसी को याद है euphemism का मतलब? Before I show you the meaning, I want you to actually rack your brain and think about its meaning first. किसी को याद आ रहा है? Yeah, you can say that it's loud, strong, harsh criticism, which is also unpleasant. So you guys are right about the meaning of strident. But what is euphemism? Euphemism का मतलब होता है when you choose to use polite language instead of harsh language. Okay? And I would like to give you a simple example here. Instead of firing somebody, you will say we had to let him go. Instead of saying the person is dead, you will be saying that the person has passed away. कुछ याद आ रहा है? So euphemism का मतलब होता है a mild or indirect word or expression substituted for one considered to be very harsh or blunt when referring to something unpleasant or embarrassing. कुछ बहुत ही negative, harsh, impolite वर्ड कहने से अच्छा है उसी का पोलाइट वर्जन यूज कर लो। ठीक है। वेट अ सेकंड। A significant aspect, Priya, that is actually an adjective. Aspect is a noun. ठीक है। तो aspect कैसा है? Significant है, तो that is an adjective. You are asking me a mock question. Yes, yes, it is an adjective. ठीक है। So saying a harsh reality with politeness, exactly, that is euphemism. The next word is subservient. Servient में servant word आता है, and that's how we can remember it. Subservient का मतलब होता है somebody who is prepared to obey others orders, that too unquestioningly. इसका मतलब है somebody who is like a servant to you is subservient. ठीक है, जो आपकी हर बात माने, आपके हर orders माने, that is a subservient person. The next one is inchoate. If something is inchoate, it is in the basic stage of development. It hasn't fully developed yet, but it's in the first stage of development. Okay, yes, you can say that, Aryan. It's kind of like a slave, somebody who is behaving like your slave, and basically agreeing to every order that you throw their way. So that is subservient. Inchoate का मतलब होता है not fully formed or developed. That means in the very primary stage of development. That is inchoate. Now, can anybody quickly tell me what is the main idea of the passage and what's the tone of the passage? So दो चीजें सामने आती है, एक तो राहुल गांधी's long trips which are strengthening his position in Congress and kind of making Congress very positive about the upcoming elections. On the other hand, it's also creating a lot of I would say upheaval, a lot of I would say noise amongst other parties because they are not really happy with it, with the long journeys that he has been taking. So इसमें हमें पता चलता है कि uh, first of all Rahul Gandhi's stance against BJP, which has now become very vocal. He has become very harsh when it comes to taking stand against BJP. Inchoate is actually an adjective. Okay, Parth. So the upcoming elections. And exactly, Payoja, the tone is analytical, or you can also say it is objective. Congress is definitely happy, but the other allies feel unsettled. It's strengthening his party, but straining ties with his allies. Exactly. So that's the main idea of the passage. No, it's not really critical because we are not really criticizing Rahul Gandhi here. We are talking about the good and the bad of these trips. So we are not really criticizing these trips. We are just talking about every single aspect of these journeys. So that's the reason it's not critical, because critical is something which is very harsh and primarily it criticizes somebody or something. तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ है इस passage में. That's why, because we talked about the pros and cons of these trips. Pros क्या है? It has strengthened his position when it comes to Congress. It has weakened his position when it comes to his allies. The pros and cons discuss हुए, that's why it's analytical. Now, let's talk about the first question. Selection and election on the appointment of election commissioner. How many of you have already read this particular article? तो यहाँ पे बात हो रही है about the process of selecting members when it comes to the Election Commission of India, and that needs to be free from influence by the government. देखो, the government should not really participate when it comes to the elections of election commissioners. They should be actually, I would say, be very out of such elections. So the recent appointments, अगर हम अभी के जो recent appointments हैं उनकी बात करें, तो हमें पता चलता है कि it has kind of raised a lot of concerns because first of all these elections happened very quickly, and secondly this kind of asks for accountability of the selection process. लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि यार तुम लोगों ने इन लोगों को चूज कर कैसे लिया है? Is the government actually influencing these decisions? So there is a lot of worry and apprehensions that having the executive branch heavily involved in selecting the commissioners might compromise the independence. इसीलिए the election should be very, very fair. That's what the people say. And what do you think the tone is regarding the appointment of election commissioners? Is it somber? Somber का मतलब होता है dull, dark, serious. Very good. The answer is critical. You guys have guessed it right. Wonderful. Somber means something which is dull, dark, serious. Resentful का मतलब होता है when you show regret, पश्चाताप, expressing regret. Evaluative is analytical, but here we can clearly see that the writer is not at all happy about the election process. So it's definitely critical. And the task of the day. So I don't know how many of you have already read this, but I was talking about this one article जहाँ पे मुझे बहुत सारे difficult words मिले थे. So this is that article, and that's the reason I want you guys to actually go through this article. So यहाँ पे पता चलता है the curious case of Susama, I don't know how to pronounce the surname, and the Vechur cow. Please read this particular article, and yeah, you can click a picture of this slide, and whenever you are ready, you can write your answers in the comment box. Okay, I would be looking forward to seeing your answers. By the way, if you do not know the meaning of any of these words, please let me know. मैं अभी तुम लोगों को समझा दूंगी इसके meanings अगर तुम लोगों को नहीं पता होगा. So let me know in the chat box. I can definitely like walk you through the meanings of these difficult words. Or you are good. So nobody is saying anything. Okay. So I think in that case, you're going to find out the answer on your own. I hope you have clicked the picture of this. So that's it from my side, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. And, please keep preparing and be productive and have a great day. Bye bye. Thank you so much. The last one, excoriating means critical. Okay, Priya? It means being critical. Another word for being critical, right? So thank you, everyone. Yes, Avi. We did discuss it in one of our previous sessions, right? So excoriating means being critical. Okay, Parth. But do you have an answer in that case? You can type it in the comment box later on. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Have a great day. See you.